How does he give MaAser? Okay, so from stocks, from investments, not just stocks. So let's say a person has a $100,000 in cash, or $10,000, or whatever the number is, it's all relative, and he wants to invest it. And the investment goes up in value. Be'ezrat Hashem. Now, he does not have to give MaAser on the money until he realizes that gain. Meaning, so long as he did not sell that investment, it's not a real gain. It's an unrealized gain, and therefore he does not have to give MaAser on it, and he should not give MaAser on it, because he doesn't really have the profit yet. Even if the $10,000 went to $1 million. He bought a stock at $1 and it went to whatever it went to, and he made $1 million. Now, until he sells that stock, it's not really $1 million. It's paper gains. It only becomes realized gains once he exits the position. The minute he exits the position, he has to calculate his gain, and he has to take MaAser from that gain, whatever the gain is. Let's say he went 10,000, turned into 100,000, so he has $90,000 in gain. He has to take 10% at least of the $90,000, $9,000, and give that as MaAser. After that, he reinvests the money into something else. This becomes a lot more complicated for people that day trade. And the reason why is because they do so many transactions, the vast majority of them lose or break even. Some of them gain, but so little that they end up losing. So it becomes much more problematic to gain MaAser. For something like that, usually you're not going to be able to do a MaAser like I just explained, because you're holding on to position for could be seconds or minutes. So usually people that have Yirat Shamayim, they are going to give MaAser based on the gains on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, depending. Generally speaking, the word of advice is to try to give MaAser as often as you gain it. Meaning, as soon as you got a gain, try to get the MaAser. And why is that? Because until you give the MaAser, you don't have a benefit from it. You don't have a mitzvah in your hand. Now, why would you want a mitzvah? A couple came to Rabbi Yehuda Alav Shalom, and they told him, Kvod Harav, we have a boy that's supposed to do a Brit Milah, but the father is very, very sick, and he's not going to be able to attend the Brit Milah. So we thought maybe we should delay the Brit Milah until B'ezrat Hashem, maybe the father's going to get better in a few days, and we can do the Brit Milah. What does the Rav think? Rabbi Yehuda looked at him, he says, do the Brit Milah right now. Oh, and you shouldn't wait? No, right this second. Right now you do it. Wait, tomorrow we'll do it. We have to get the moel. No, right now do it. Right away. Get a moel right now. Do whatever you can to get the moel right now and do the Brit Milah. So, the couple come to one of the biggest rabbis in the world, the Mekubal, someone that talks to the people of the other world on a regular basis. He says, do Brit Milah right now. You do the Brit Milah right now. So, they call the moel. The moel comes. Everybody's ready to see the little baby get Brit Milah. All of a sudden, they see the father come out of the room dancing, Mizrahi music. Like he was never sick in his life. They did the Brit Milah, but then after that, okay, we have to go back to the Rav, explain to us what just happened here. A few hours ago, the guy was gosses, was almost dying. Now he's dancing? No. So they come to Rabbi Yehuda and they say, Kvod Harav, Lamdeni, teach us. What happened here? What is it, like a Kabbalah thing? He said, no, not a Kabbalah at all. He said, you see, when someone gets sick, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to send an angel to heal him. Right? Send an angel, Raphael. Send Raphael to heal the person that's sick. But sometimes the person doesn't have the merit to get Raphael to come visit him right away. He has to suffer a little bit. A week, a month, a year, whoever. So how do you get an angel to come? How do you get an angel to come to heal you if you don't have the merit to get the angel to come? Since you told me you have a Brit Milah. What happens in the Brit Milah? Eliyahu Navi comes. The angel Eliyahu Navi comes. The prophet Eliyahu Navi comes. And they tell Eliyahu Navi, listen, Eliyahu, since you're already going down there, we're supposed to go there next week to heal this guy. Why don't you just take care of that also? Heal the guy. You got Eliyahu Navi. That's why I told you, do Brit Milah right now. Bring the angel right now. So when you have MaAser, when you have any mitzvah in front of you, that mitzvah is the most important mitzvah in the world. Meaning, on Monday morning, you just got out of the bathroom. What's more important? Keeping Shabbat or saying Asher Yatzar? Saying Asher Yatzar. Why? Now if you violate Shabbat, it's karet. If you don't say Asher Yatzar, it's not karet. So how come Asher Yatzar is more important? Because Asher Yatzar is right now. Because you just went to the bathroom, you have to say Asher Yatzar. Shabbat is in 5 days from now. You understand? So right now, the mitzvah you have right now, that's the most important mitzvah in the world. So when you got income, you got a paycheck, most important mitzvah, give MaAser right away. Do not delay. Why don't delay? It's an opportunity to do mitzvah. Yeah, but I could do even a mitzvah later on when I gather $5,000 instead of $50. Why? You have an opportunity to do this, share this mitzvah over 500 times instead of one time. Yeah, but maybe it's going to help more if I give 5,000. Who is it going to help? It's going to help you. You could do more mitzvot. Every time you give, it's another mitzvah. You should do that. You should do mitzvot as often as possible, even though it's sometimes difficult to do it. Whether it's you're only making small money, so it's not like every time you get $20, you take MaAser out of it and you give it to somebody. So the way you already start developing the mitzvah is you already separate the money. Meaning, you don't necessarily have to give it to the end user, to the organization right away. Let's say you got $20 then, $5 there, $500 there, and so on. You don't want to give every single day. So what do? You take the MaAser out of the money right away. You put it in a box or some special account, and then when you decide to give it, you give it. But the key is to try separate that money from your money immediately, like it's kilayim. You guys know what kilayim is? Kilayim is we're not allowed to grow two different fruits together and root them together to make a new fruit. It's forbidden. Two items, right. So you're not allowed to do two different things. It's forbidden. So when you have to look at your money as if the MaAser money and your money are kilayim. They're forbidden to be next to each other. Separate the money. Why? Because that once you get yourself used to separating the money right away, you already start thinking, it's not my money. It's not my money. This is money. Hashem gave me 100%. I got to take his share. 10% over here, 90% over here. Finished. And then whatever you decide to give it to whoever you want to give it to at that point. But you have to be very, very strict when it comes to it, and you have to try to do it as often as you can, simply because, like I said, it's a mitzvah. And you got to try to do as many mitzvot as possible. So as far as investments, the long and short of it is when the gains are realized. Gains are realized, especially when it comes to real estate, stocks, things like that could change value, aggressively in a short period of time. One day the stock is 10. So you have to take that into account and don't give MaAser ahead of time, simply because again it could be a major change in a very short period of time. Do it only after you realize the gain. Oh, and last thing I can tell you, this I know from the business world, is for tax purposes, this has nothing to do with mitzvot, this is just a financial benefit. Some of my clients in the past, when I was in the business of investing people's money, when they would give MaAser to their whatever they wanted to do, they would actually give it in stock form instead of in money form. Meaning, let's say they had 10,000 shares of XYZ company that appreciated in value. Instead of selling the stock and then giving MaAser from that, they would just give 1,000 shares to the entity. Why? Because when you sell the stock, you have to realize gains, you have to pay taxes on it. So whereas if you donate the actual shares to the company, then what ends up happening is that the company is they have to deal with the taxes, and if they're a non-profit, they don't have to pay taxes on it. So you have a tax gain from that. Now, don't do that if it's like $100. Like, don't bother the rabbi or the whoever you want to give it to for some $100 or $500 to open some brokerage account. If it's a substantial amount of money, it's tens of thousands of dollars, and it's significant, then it's worth it for them to have a brokerage account. Yeah, but if it's like $50, something like that, don't do that to them. Just give them the money, and you deal with the taxes. But if it's a substantial amount, they may even want to keep it. Who knows? But either way, that's a way that people take advantage of the U.S. tax code. U.S. tax code by giving away stock or actual an asset rather than giving the money itself. Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm taking up